This last news story comes to us from The Verge, written by Jay Peters and Ash Parrish. The Halo TV show has been canceled. Paramount Plus is moving on from Halo, but the show's producers are reportedly shopping it around. Paramount has canceled its live-action Halo series for Paramount Plus.
Let's go.
According to The Hollywood Reporter and Variety. But if you're a fan of the show and want to see it continue, there's a sliver of hope. Both publications report that the show's producers are shopping the series around, so perhaps there will be a third season. The Halo show premiered in 2022 and ran for 2 seasons, with the second debuting earlier this year. Pablo Schreiber starred as Master Chief. We are extremely proud of this ambitious series and would like to thank our partners at Xbox 343 Industries and Amblin Television, along with showrunner and executive producer David Weiner, his fellow executive producer, the entire cast led by Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, and the amazing crew for all their outstanding work, Paramount said in a statement to THR and Variety. We wish everyone the best going forward. The rest of the show is kind of critiquing. The rest of this article is critiquing the show. But I wanted to take this moment because we normally don't talk about movies and TV shows on this podcast, at least not anymore. Mm-hmm. In early days we did, not so much recently. But with the flop of the Halo TV show, because generally it's either middling to negative reviews. No, I've never met anyone who like loved it. It was either just kind of like, yeah, it's fine, or is, oh, this is so bad. TV show getting canceled, and the dumpster fire that was Halo Infinite, where, you know, there's a few diehards who are sticking with it, but heck, there's a lot of diehards I know of that backed out of that. They're like, heck no, I don't want anything to do with this, you know? Like,
yes, hi, hello, how are you?
Like, they couldn't even like keep the diehard Xbox players invested in Halo Infinite. With the state of the franchise right now, Halo as a whole, what in the world does Microsoft do? This is their baby. This is what made this is Xbox. Like, when you think Halo and Master Chief, it's Xbox, you know. It's similar to like back in the day PlayStation. Like, you thought Crash Bandicoot, you thought PlayStation, you know, or yeah, like, I don't know, that's what pops in my head. Or, you know, like that's like, it's like the number one mascot, the earliest mascot of Xbox. And I feel like they've just thrown them in a trash can. How do you think they recover from this?
I think honestly, I think you might have to go scorched earth at this point. I think Halo has too much of a reputation that has been, I don't want to say like marred by recent happenings and events, right? Like Halo 4, Halo 5 Halo 4 was okay. Halo 5 was not great. Halo Infinite was okay to not great. So, right. So now you're trying to introduce your biggest IP to a new generation of fans that have only seen it as just okay. They're trying to wonder, you know, well, why would we be interested in this at all? And then you introduce a TV show that you can tell that the creators and the showrunner really want nothing to do with the Halo lore. They wanted to make their own show, but realized they could only get it made if it had Halo on it. You know, the Halo skin on whatever show that they were trying to tell, because it was the furthest thing from actual Halo lore. Like, it was maybe a couple of shakes, a couple of sprinkles of Halo lore on the show.
Right.
So I feel like kind of you have to just wipe the slate clean, start a new game, and call it Halo.
So you think
call it Halo Combat Evolved.
Full reboot.
Full 100%. Even if you have to rewrite the timeline, you know, which you know, you have to do, of course. Even if you have to, like, as long as the core pieces are there, right? You got Chief, you got Cortana, you can figure the rest out. You know, but I think it's based on the response from the audience, right? And especially who are the younger ones, which are going to be carrying this franchise going forward as the older crowd starts to drift off. If they're not into it, it's going to die on the vine, right? The young people carry the trends. They say what's hot and what's not. And if Halo doesn't sell with them, Halo's not going to sell in the future. So they have to do something to appeal to them. And the old way is not working.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I think I agree with you. I just don't see them doing that. Like, I can't see them willingly throwing away decades of history, you know, at this point. Like, it's been over 20 years, right? It was 2000.
Right. And nobody's saying that it wasn't great.
Yeah.
We all know that it's great. It's just more so that the way that the torch has been carried has not been executed well. And that's the issue.
Right.
You know, I mean, if I feel like, it's clear as day that, you know, the transition to 343 really was the start of the transition in quality for the franchise. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that to dunk on 343. I feel like had they been given the right direction and the right, you know, time frames to do things, and maybe had more people from the original team to kind of come on and advise, I feel like we'd be in a different spot. I don't think that this was ever 343 being like, we don't need them, we could do our own thing. I think it was more of them trying to figure out how to turn their voice into a Halo voice. And it just eventually ended up backfiring. Right.
Mm-hmm. What? Man, I don't know. I had this thought in my head, but then I just remembered that PlayStation owns Bungie now. Because I was thinking, I was like, well, what are the chances that like maybe they get Bungie back to do a reboot of Halo or something? I'm like,
yeah, the dream's dead, unfortunately.
Probably zero.
They technically don't like own Bungie. They have a partnership with Bungie. Bungie's still weirdly independent, I think.
Is it? Let me see.
Uh-huh.
Okay. For some reason I thought
it's like Kojima. Kojima has a partnership with PlayStation, but Kojima Productions is independent.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Bungie, an American video game company based in Bellevue, Washington, a subsidiary of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Okay, so they're like a.
They are owned? I thought they were. They mentioned like a partnership.
What's the definition of subsidiary? Company owned
That's
or controlled
like an
by
underling,
another company. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know when that happened, but 2022.
I could have swore it said partnership deal. Oh well. I guess I'm wrong.
I think you're right. I think initially it was a partnership, but then in 2022 it says here $3.6 billion they bought them.
That's just weird to me, considering how bad. What?
While Bungie would become part of the PlayStation family of studios, it would remain an independent subsidiary under Sony in development and publishing, and would not be part of PlayStation Studios. So it's owned by and run by PlayStation Studios, but it's not a part of them. Which is weird. Like, why be owned and run by them, but not have the label?
They whined and cried and belly ached so hard about getting out from under Microsoft.
Yeah.
Then they whined and cried and belly ached so hard about getting out from under Activision. And now what do? They run to Sony. Do you like being owned by a company or do you not?
I mean, to the tune of $3.6 billion, I'd be owned by anyone.
All right, take it easy there. But I'm just saying they keep doing this like song and dance of we want to be independent. We believe in our independent spirit. And then they run and they go and get acquired up by somebody. So either you're telling the truth or you're not. What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what they got to do. Now, what about? Now, do you think they just do a focus on games then too? Like throw the show away, because I know even since, I remember being in like middle school and rumors of like a Halo movie. Oh, well, there's going to be a Halo movie. There was like for 15, 20 years, we all thought we were going to get a Halo movie.
I remember that.
I remember there was like even like that it was like a fan made movie, but everyone always thought it was like, oh, this is actually a unreleased, like the cut of like the start of a Halo movie or something, wasn't there? It was like a live action like Halo thing. Do you remember that? It was circulating in like the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, no, I remember this.
Or was that real? Was that legit, or I thought it was a fan made thing?
I think it was a test little short film done. It was the director of District 9.
Okay.
He had done like it was awesome. It looked so good. It was like a live action. Somehow they made it like, I don't know, especially for that time period.
Yeah,
that was impressive work.
It was extremely impressive. Yeah.
If they would have run with something like that and did like a ODST movie, I'm there.
Oh, baby. That's what they need to do. They just need to scrap everything, scorched earth, and just bring it back as Halo ODST. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like a full series of ODST.
And then have Chief be like a mythical character, and like maybe you run into him every blue moon in each game.
Yeah.
Like a one-off encounter.
Give us a new character. Master Chief, he's run his course. We need a new character to follow within the franchise, maybe. I don't know. Or he can become like the like in Call of Duty, what's his name? Price. He can become like the Captain Price, where he's like this an NPC, that shows up and helps you in random missions.
And everybody loses their mind when he shows up.
Oh my gosh. It's Master Chief.
It's Price.
Oh man. Yeah, Halo. It's in a pickle. It is in a pickle. But you know what? I think a lot of Xbox franchises are in a pickle, to be honest. Like Halo's not the only one, honestly. There's a lot of issues going on. I think you're muted, Adrian.
I was saying that's fair. That's a very fair take.
Yeah, it's like right now you look at a lot of their stuff, it's like, what do you like? Either they're not doing anything with it or they're doing questionable things with it. A lot of weird releases, bad releases. So I don't know. Hopefully, I just hope in the next like year or two, like once the dust settles, I hope Xbox really just lets the dust settle. Because like every time the dust starts to settle from like an acquisition or a big shakeup, they do another acquisition or change. They need to just like live in the shoes for a little bit. Like don't just keep like getting the next best thing. Like just chill, feel it out, figure out what your process is, and then, and then make some cool stuff for a while. There. And then when that starts getting stale or tired, then you can go on and make a change or make an acquisition. But man, they're just so hungry to just like nom nom nom, give me more new stuff. It's like they are literally like the picture of just American consumerism. Always has to have the best, biggest new thing, Like Xbox is the same way. Gotta have the next big new studio. It's like, no, chill out. Just chill. Your old one works just fine. You don't need the new one. just work with the old one. It's, it's all about the person using it.
Mm.
Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.